So you're watching this video because you're thinking about supercharging your Mustang and you're wondering if it's worth it. I'm going to answer that question without saying any words. I guess that answers it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is prestonsarlo. This is my YouTube channel. Basically revolved around my Newedge Mustang. If you aren't subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Got a lot of racing coming. We're going to be taking it to the drag strip next week, and we're going to see what this runs now that it has the supercharger on. But other than that, in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the cost of what it takes to supercharge a Newedge Mustang. I'm going to be going through each part, how much I paid for it. But for the most part, I got it as a kit, but we're going to be breaking down the cost. And then I'm going to go into a little bit if I think it's worth it or not. So we're on our way home right now, and we'll park the car and start breaking it down for you guys. But might hit one more pull real quick. Got back to my house, pulled the car in the garage. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those pulls, but now we're going to go into basically the cost of everything to be able to do exactly what I just did in those pulls. So I bought this kit used, and I'm going to pop the hood and show it to you guys, but I bought the kit used, and in my opinion this is the best route you could go. You will save a lot of money. If you can find someone you trust, I highly suggest joining, I know there's a big parts Facebook group for 99 to 04 Mustangs, so join that group. People are listing them all the time. You can put up in search of post or something like that. That's exactly what I did. Had like 4 people reach out with me within the hour trying to sell superchargers. So found one guy, but you can get scammed, so make sure you're careful, do your research, and try to find someone you can trust. But definitely buying used is the best thing you can do. All you're gonna really have to do is probably clean it up and hope everything works. So for the entire kit that I bought used, I spent $2,700. This included the intercooler piping, all the clamps, all the couplers, a brand new AEM 340 liter per hour fuel pump. It came with 42-pound injectors, a handheld SET tuner, obviously the big supercharger head unit, the pulley, the belt, a 4-inch intercooler, and the blow-off valve. So that's a good list of parts. It also came with a boost gauge and a bezel for the gauge cluster. Guy never gave it to me, but whatever, it is what it is. I bought my own gauge. But that's a good amount of parts for $2,700, and that's why I jumped on it. So if you want a rough ballpark of what you should be spending, I'd say $2,700 to $3,000 for a full kit is a pretty good deal. So that's what I see them going for, so that's what I'd be willing to spend. But on top of that $2,700, I had to pay $650 for the tune, and then the guy gave me blue couplers for all the intercooler piping. Obviously, nothing on my car is blue, so I bought red couplers from Mishimoto. That cost me another $100. So in total, to get all the parts, nothing missing, was $3,450. Now, in my opinion, is that worth it? Yes. I mean, this car went from 270 horsepower to, let's say, 500 horsepower. Still not 100% on that dyno number. I know it's not 520, but I'd say it's a good 500 horsepower. So that's a big jump right there. I mean, that's 230 horsepower for $3,000 worth of work. I mean, you get an amazing sound, and you can't really beat that. So in my opinion, 100% worth it. I'd recommend skipping all the bolt-ons. You don't need an air intake. You don't need maybe a bigger throttle body or something like that, maybe a bigger plenum, maybe. But Duke gears, I got 373 gears, a supercharger, like this one, you can do a Whipple too, but this one, I liked the Vortech. And you're making close to 500 horsepower, 450 to 500 horsepower, depending on how many pounds you're putting through it. But I've had no issues. It was about an 8-hour install. I know some of you have already seen my installation video. If you haven't, click up there. But yeah, I mean, the install wasn't that difficult. I mean, if you watch the video, it's really not that hard. When I first started the car, it didn't need a tune. I mean, it drove on the street. I was able to drive it to the tuner without a tune on it. That's another plus. I know if you do big modifications, most of the time you need a tune to even start the car, but she ran fine. I mean, I didn't put it into boost, but she got where she needed to go. So my favorite thing about the entire supercharger is that you get the instant power, instant torque of a supercharger, but you get the sound and the look of a turbo. I mean, when you're at idle, it whistles. When I'm shifting, it flutters. And in my opinion, turbos look a lot cooler than superchargers. I like seeing something mounted in the front than on top of that intake manifold, so that's another plus in my opinion. But yeah, overall, can't really beat it. Hopefully that cost breakdown helps some of you out. But yeah, $2,700, and then, you know, obviously the tune's very, very expensive. I had to save up for that and everything. That's one of the more expensive things, but it's 100% necessary. So I'm gonna pick the camera up, I'm gonna pop the hood, and I'm gonna walk you guys around it a little bit and show you where I had to spend money and what's 100% necessary. So let's do it. All right, so I'm gonna pop the hood for you guys. And there she is in all her glory. I got that sticker made, my sister made me that, and I painted the little bracket with the serial number on the back of the supercharger. Added my little taste to it. I think it looks really cool. It just says Vortech, pretty sweet. But if you look down here, if you look right down there, you can see one of the couplers is still blue because I didn't end up replacing that one. But you can see where I did replace them with the red ones, Mishimoto red ones. I think it looks a lot better. Obviously, it wouldn't look good if those were blue, considering my valve covers are painted red and all that. But it came with a charge pipe, which alone, I think that's like a $200 part. Head unit, I mean the belt, which fit perfect. All the intercooler piping. If you go down in the front, you can see the 4-inch intercooler. And yeah, what else do we? I had to get that filter for it, and I had to get a filter for the intake. But they're 30 bucks, so that's not a big deal. I'm now in the search of a short throw shifter because I think it'll help a lot more with the racing that I'm trying to do. But I think that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Hopefully there was some information that helps a couple of you. I know it's probably a pretty short video, but next video should be racing, or the video after that. I'm going to practice some street poles too, so you're going to see that too. But like I said, make sure you subscribe. I got a lot of videos coming with this beast, and if you saw from those poles earlier, this thing's a tank. So I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.